then you went too far. When your ship has sailed and all your dreams are lost, everything is wrong, you feel like it's your fault. Just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life throws lemons, just remember. Just remember. Just remember. You're stronger now than you ever been. You gotta leave now, it's time to catch the wind. You will climb up high and look through the clouds, and when you're feeling low, I know you'll bounce back. Oh, and just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life throws lemons, just remember. Just remember. Just remember. Just remember.
After one of the closest finishes we saw all season last week with Shane Posey picking up a last-minute win at Talladega in the trucks. We return with the trucks, but this time to Daytona for round 7 of the Circle B Diecast Superspeedway Series. Good evening, everybody. My name is Sam Cooper Bennett here with ESPN, and joining me in the booth tonight for this one is one Mr. Tony Trapasso. And Tony, we saw the closest finish of the season so far last week. Are we going to see more of the same this time around?
As far as good close racing, I hope so. As far as what else took place on that last lap, I hope not.
Yeah, because we saw a lot of wrecks on the last lap, and that's kind of the norm of what we see at Daytona, but it was a bit more chaotic than normal. Only 3 cautions last week, so a marked improvement by everybody, but that was probably owing to the wide nature of Talladega. But It's a lot narrower here at Daytona, and it's going to be a lot more difficult for people to try and get the best positions possible here tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this is one of those tracks that you love coming to, but you also hate it at the same time. The fact that it's a lane and a half, almost 2 lanes narrower around the entire facility, but especially coming through the tri-oval portion on the front chute. This track is treacherous trying to negotiate that.
Yeah, as we are going to take a quick look at the weather for today's race, and if it's going to let me.
Not too bad.
Yeah, we've got to got an ambient air temperature of 78 degrees Fahrenheit. That gives us a track temperature of 79 degrees Fahrenheit. It's very cloudy out there tonight, so it's going to be very different. 2 mile per hour wind. Pretty nice, pretty fair for a good night of Superspeedway racing here tonight.
The only thing that's got me concerned is that relative humidity. So that basically means that it would basically like be sticking a wet rag over the intake throttle body of your passenger vehicle, which means that these trucks aren't going to be making the gobs of power that we know that they can make. So keeping your momentum up is going to be at a premium tonight, Sam. And, these guys only have a 50% fuel fill. So that's going to wreak all sorts of havoc. We're probably looking between 17 and 22 laps, maybe.
Yeah, about 20 laps, 22 laps. So going to be a short fuel run if we get a green flag run here tonight. One team that's going to be looking out for redemption here tonight is the Bulls Guarana team. Now, they were completely wiped out last week at Talladega. We'll be looking to not have a repeat performance this time around.
Well, they're all hoping that they don't have a repeat performance. It looks like qualifying's getting ready to roll off here now. But either that or I just disconnected and I don't know what the hell's going on.
No, it's definitely got to qualify.
Oh, there it goes. Yeah, no, my live timing and scoring took a poo.
But we should be good here tonight. But yeah, it's gonna be very good racing here tonight. We always see some very decent racing as we look at Daniel Stein currently out on track in that number 87 Chevrolet. Now he made
that lap's not going to count.
No, it's not.
He went above the yellow line before the blue cone. So
okay,
so let's have to start that one over again.
Let's go to a man who finished last week very disappointed. James Lowe was one of those Bulls Guarana drivers that was wiped out last week. Will not be looking for the same this time around. Always a good runner when it comes to Daytona.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Lowe, he's got this place figured out. And the thing to also keep in mind, too, Sam, is much like we see regularly in this particular series, these guys only have one shot at this qualifying.
Yeah, one and done is the order of the day here tonight at Talladega as James Lowe on his fast lap here, just coming through turns 1 and 2. And you're all right about Daniel Stein. Actually, Daniel Stein, his lap is going to count because he's still out on track right now.
Well, he may not have realized it, or maybe it was just the camera angle I was looking at it. But you can see right now the attitude of Lowe's Chevy Silverado. It's right down there on that yellow line, just all the way around this place, taking the absolute shortest route. Drops down onto the apron, going through the tri-oval portion of the track, as does Stein. Looks like Lowe going to go 52.330 to set provisional quick time.
Yep, as Bridger Olsen comes across the line to complete his lap. And where's this one going to put him? Up to P2, only 0.03 of a second slower than James Lowe. So Olsen on it. McFadden crosses the line now. Kicks up a bit of grass. That might have been an off track. It was not, but not good enough to get him up the table. Not going to be happy with that one. That's going to put him really far down the field in this at the start of the race.
And the thing to keep in mind too, there was only like four, maybe 5 drivers during the practice session, during drafting, that went sub 48 second. Bridger Olson was one of them, so look for him to have some decent runs going tonight.
Yeah, and he always has good early runs. It's just he always on the receiving end of somebody else's dumpster fire. So Bridger Olson looking for a better night tonight. Another driver looking for a better night here is this man in the number 50, Mr. Benjamin White. Another early retirement last week after coming to blows with yet another driver. Not making many friends out there lately.
Yeah, no, he's not made many friends in this league since he joined. He's got an aggressive style that it rubs a lot of guys in the field the wrong way, and that's something that I've noticed since he's joined the league. Aggression is good, but you need to be controlled with your aggression. As it's like White goes second quick.
That he does. We've had a problem for Henry Wyndham, but we'll go to him in just a second. John Creighton now on track right now in the number 97. See what he can put down as he comes through 3 and 4. Out of turn 4, not doing too badly. Sticking to that yellow line, and that's what you need to do on these qualifying sessions here, Tony. Just stay as close to that yellow line as possible.
Yeah, that's your best bet. I mean, we see Scotty Warren kind of drifting up to what they commonly refer to as the Q line. The guys that run a lot of NIS, they'll run up there. But the thing is, in a Cup car, you've got 2 qualifying laps in the official iRacing stuff. Here, they've got 1, and that's it. So, it behooves you to just hug that yellow line the entire way around as soon as you take the green, and don't deviate from it at all. I mean, just keep your left side tires on that yellow line until you get to the front chute. And there, Scotty Warren proves me wrong and goes quick time.
Yeah, and Greg McConey not going to be happy with his time. He goes only P4 as qualifying comes to an end, and only a select bunch of drivers taking the pole. But with that, we're going to go to the grid.
8 of 25, Sam.
Yeah, that's a very short qualifying run for a lot of drivers. But anyway, let's go to the grid for tonight's race, and starting up on the pole will be none other than Mr. Scott Warren, looking for a good race here tonight, as he had a good run last week. He was playing games with the field last week. Hopefully he's going to play more games with the field this time around. James Lowe in second place, and row 2 will be Benjamin White and Greg McConey. Row 3 will be Bridger Olson and Daniel Stein. Row 4 will be Mark McFadden and John Creighton. Row 5 will be Marcus Adams and Michael Anthony, while row 6 will be Chris Worrell and Jeremy Stanley.
Jesse Cottrell and Brandon Wilson going to roll off in row 7. Row 8 brings us Joe Gautier and Ted Pullen. GT Park and Shane Posey, last week's winner, going to roll off in row 9. Row 10, we see Eric Diggins and Ryan Worley. Nick Wing and Henry Wyndham going to roll off in row 11, with row 12 going to Mike Pullen and Jason Papp. John LeBombard starting shotgun on the field in 25th. And I would like to remind everybody that 9th through 25th, they're lined up by their iRating. Absolutely.
As tonight we're remembering, as the slogan for this year is never forget, as this weekend we remember the atrocities that happened. It's been 20 years ago. It's going to be on the minds of the drivers here tonight. As Tony, they're coming through 3 and 4. It's time to get us going.
Well, with a somber heart, we do think that the last thing these guys are going to do is they're going to adjust the visor, make sure the helmet's on tight, give those 5-point safety harnesses one more tight tug, and make sure that steering wheel's on straight as the pace truck is ready to make that hard left turn onto pit road. Green flag going to come out momentarily. The only thing that's left to say is, race fans, never forget.
Absolutely, this pace truck is off into pit road. We are green flag racing. 25 drivers set to take the green here. Made that 24 because Brandon Wilson, I believe, is not starting this one as they head off towards turn 1 for the first time here tonight.
He had a throughput as they were gridding up. As we are currently side by side at the front of this thing, about 7 deep. Finally get it sorted out as top 6 still side by side, and then you've got the it looks like that's the 5 of Mark McFadden on the caboose of that inside line.
Now McFadden, I said during qualifying that he would be disappointed with where he ends up on the grid, but I don't think he was expecting, nor we were expecting, that we were going to have so few people taking qualifying here, as Brandon Wilson's not rejoined, and already the aggression levels are ramping up as Benjamin White forcing his way to the front.
Yeah, absolutely. White, just doing the bull in a china shop that we've come to expect out of him all season long, as he has Bridger Olson right on his back bumper. Scotty Warren trying to make something happen with Greg Marconi on that high line right now, and Marconi shoving the daylights out of that Toyota in front of him. And that's the one thing we've noticed all season long, too, with the trucks in every series we broadcast. When we come to a track that you can push on somebody in a drafting situation, those Fords are second to none.
Yeah, the Fords have been very impressive since they came to the iRacing service and have proven their worth. As here comes Scott Warren to the point now, and that's left Greg Marconi leading the outside line with Daniel Stein right behind him.
Absolutely, is Warren just full-on power move to, and there's absolutely no love lost between the driver of the 76 and the driver of the 50. Zero love lost between those two, and he's already doing it.
Marconi's actually Warren's actually changed his number this week. He's actually running the number 17.
And I don't have David James updated yet, so bear with me here.
Yeah, they've just recently done a big update, so
I saw
Marconi getting almost pushed out of line there. Bad push by Daniel Stein. That could have ended all kinds of bad news. Now Benjamin White has the lead once again. He does have Bridger Olson right in his tail as they come to complete another lap here, and down towards turn 1. We're already on lap 4 of 85.
Absolutely, and Sam, you're gonna have to take over things for a second here, because all hell is breaking loose on my end.
That's because Trading Paints is downloading. But anyway,
no, it's not. I already downloaded it and installed it. It just doesn't want to fire.
Fair enough, but there we go. We're on the backstretch, the Daytona Super Stretch, as we go on lap 4 of this 7th round in the Circle B Diecast Superspeedway Series. As here they go out of turn 4, sorry. And Marconi's still leading that outside line, and almost a bad push by Bridger Olson on Benjamin White right there, and Marconi going to get scored with that lap by 1/100th of a second, and it's very close, as you'd expect in the early running of this race. James Lowe, who started on the pole, it wasn't James Lowe that started on the pole, he started in 2nd place actually, fallen back to the 6th spot, just ahead of Mark McFadden and Jason Papp. Henry Wyndham, the man in the 25, very good paint scheme on this truck, by the way, in that number 25. He's falling back for the field now. Chris Worrell starting to make headway here. The Bulls Veronica starting to push their way forward here, and we're now on lap 5 of 85. It's clicking off very nicely, and Shane Posey starting to make his way forward as well. Just behind Chris Worrell is Ted Pullen in the Napa number 85. He's just ahead of Eric Driggins in that number 21 machine. Scott Warren has fallen back to P16. They've got Nicholas Wing, Michael Anthony, Michael Pullen is back there in that number 58 machine. They've got Marcus Adams, GT Park, Henry, John the Bomber, Henry Wyndham has fallen all the way back to P23 and has lost the draft of the lead pack, so not sure what happened there. And Jesse Cottrell started from pit road. He is all the way back in P24. Brandon Wilson will take no further part. He came back into the race but decided to call it no mas. He doesn't want to play any more parties. We've got big battles going on here as Benjamin White going up 2 lanes there to defend and coming down right in front of Daniel Stein. And it's these tactics that came to his, that ended his race last week. He needs to kind of stop doing that, really. That's just going to end a disaster again for that number 50.
Well, I mean, if he keeps doing that, somebody's going to pull his card, and you know.
Well, they pulled his card last week, and they ended his race. So
that's what I'm saying. I mean, you keep doing stuff like that, and you're going to get receipt after receipt after receipt. And we saw a couple of receipts last night.
No, we did. With 3 wide, 2 deep, as they come down to complete lap 7. We're on lap 8 right now, and we don't normally see this at Daytona, having two rows of 3 deep, 3 wide, as Daniel Stein and John Creighton and Matt McFadden just sitting back there. Don't really want to be part of this little scrimmage at the front there. As here we go, Bridger Olsen almost gets it wrong. Oh, that was scary.
Just gonna let you do the talking right now, because I'm a little exasperated with what I'm seeing on track, and I need to calm down before I open my mouth again.
The aggression level's really peaking already, and this is not what you want to see this early into a race. We're only starting lap 9 right now. It's Benjamin White now starting the 3rd lane all by himself once again. And he's going to get freight trained here because he's going to pull right in front of Jason Papp, and you don't want to pull moves like that right in front of the league admins. They'll not be very happy to see that happen right in front of them, as Bridger Olsen now pushing James Lowe at the front of the outside lane. It's Greg it's Greg McConey leading the inside lane. Looks like the outside lane is actually gaining more momentum than the inside, as there goes James Lowe back to the point now.
And it's kind of something we've seen all season long. The way that the aero model is on most of the full fendered stock cars now, you can get an amazing side draft in that 2nd lane. And when you do that, it kind of kills all the momentum of the inside lane while giving you the momentum. And that's what we've seen all season long in everything that we've broadcast with full fendered stock cars. That 2nd lane seems to be the preferred lane most of the time.
Absolutely. Now, and here comes Bridger Olsen now being pushed to the front now. Benjamin White trying to find a gap through the middle, and you don't want to make it 4 wide here. That's pushing your luck a little bit, as you've got Jason Papp and Daniel Stein making the 3rd lane right there. All that scuffling back there is actually letting James Lowe, Greg McConey and Ryan Worley start to edge themselves on that inside lane. So they kind of need to get this all figured out right now.
Well, the 50 needs to make up his mind what lane he's going to be in first. He has been in the 2nd lane. He's been in the 1st lane. He's gone up to the 2nd lane, down to the 1st lane, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. What are you, a porn star?
No, he likes roller coasters. Anyway, Jason Papp currently sitting in P7. Jeremy Stanley in the Nerditudes truck. He is got Chris Worrell, who's doing a... That's not Chris Worrell. That's actually Joe Gauthier back there, the other Nerditudes car with Shane Poster. So we've got all 3 Nerditudes cars in lockstep right now, with Chris Worrell waving to the cameras right there, doing a bit of fishtailing down the backstretch. That's a bit of a dangerous thing. He's doing it again through the tri-oval. That's a bit of an interesting strategy there by the number 6.
Yeah, not sure what the heck's going on with Worrell, unless he's trying to drop back and pick up Teddy Pullen. But, these guys are... I'm white-knuckled, and I'm not even driving right now, Sam.
Yeah. It's still fishtailing down the straights here. I'm not really sure what that's all about. Is that an iRacing glitch, or is he actually doing that?
I think he's actually doing that.
Because nobody else is doing it.
Because he's the only truck doing it.
Yeah. As we focus back to the front now, it's getting a bit chaotic at the front again as Greg McConey being pushed by his teammate Ryan Worley gets the lap led. Jason Papp, his other teammate, is on the outside, but here we go. Going to be chaotic right now as we go up towards turn 1, and right in front of them is lap traffic. They definitely need to get this figured out right now. Yeah, absolutely is. It looks like that's Jesse Cottrell in the 08. Looks like he's trying to stay high. He's gonna have to go on the apron because they're still 3 wide. That's the smart move, but it is what it is at this point. Good luck. That's James Lowe. Yeah, no. Go to the apron. Go to the apron. Please go to the apron. Please go to the apron. Yeah. That's how you piss off multi-time champions. And it looks like the 50 just had a huge blink, or the 17, no, the 50 had a huge blink. Now, as Benjamin White pushing Bridger Olsen to the front right now, as we've got Jason Papp leading the outside line coming through turns 1 and 2. We're already on lap 14 here, and you got to think that they're already thinking about green flag pit stops already here, Tony. Yeah, exactly. You know, and you've got to go with somebody. If they're a teammate, if they're, you know, a frenemy, a rival, it doesn't matter. You've got to go with at least one other person, or else that could have ended poorly. Yeah, Benjamin White forcing his way to that outside line. And he is by far being the most aggressive driver in the field right now as he forces his way to the inside line and takes the lead. And I still say again, it's way too early to be that aggressive. Tell him that. Because I've been preaching it all season, and nobody seems to want to listen to a word that comes out of my mouth unless they're 4 letters and usually offend people. Yeah, we already had that on Monday. We don't want to hear it again. Anyway. If he keeps driving like that, it's probably going to slip out. I'm warning you. No, don't. So here we go. Green flag pit stops are underway here, Tony. Absolutely. We got quite a few takers right now, as most of that entire inside line looks like half of Dudes Racing stays out, half of Dudes Racing goes down, as they normally do. Yeah. But the rest of them getting in the single file line looks like they're probably going to be coming this next lap. White, Olsen, Lowe, Papp, Stein, Creighton, McFadden, Worley, Pullen, and Driggins, your top 10 right now. Look at White blocking. He's blocking like crazy. And they know green flag pit stops are coming up. You don't want to be blocking like that as they come out of turn 4, and everybody is coming down this time. I'm sorry for laughing, but I just read what Mike Pullen wrote in the live chat. Mike, you're a trip. Good luck, go me. Yeah. Oh, glad to have you aboard, Mike. Welcome to the family. As everybody else coming down pit road right now, and from the looks of it, the majority of guys only took. Well, Scott Warren's taking left sides. Something happened to Jesse Cottrell. Oh no, that's a scheduled pit stop for him. Looks like half the guys took lefts, half the fuel only, except for Henry Wyndham, who looks like he took 4 at some point. As I've just lost the server, I think. No, we're back. As that doesn't happen very often. As they're coming down the pit road, here comes Greg McConey and Ryan Worley with a head of steam though down the backstretch. Absolutely, as that undercut seems to be working right now, as those guys were able to get up to speed quickly, work with each other, and they are just blasting to the front right now. Chris Worrell won the battle off pit road for that second group, but Marconi and Worley are just
on fire right now.
And if they keep going the way they are, they're going to break the draft of everybody else behind them at this point, and it's going to be working very much in their favor, but it's strength in numbers right behind them. That might not work in their favor in the end.
Well, if you look in that quote numbers, there's one certain number that doesn't like to play well with the other kids.
Yeah, so it's Chris Morrell leading the inside line in that second pack right there, and Benjamin White on the outside. Bridger Olsen is there too. James Lowe is there. John Creighton is there. Daniel Stein is there. Here they come. Going to try and sail it around the outside of McConey and Worley. That's Benjamin White leading that outside line.
Yeah, not for long though. He is getting a good shove from the 49 of Bridger Olsen. And here we go. White's about to play both halves against the middle.
Yeah, but here comes James Lowe, and that's going to catch Bridger Olsen in the sucker hole.
Oy.
As there goes the freight train.
I think I just had a Code Brown moment.
Oh, and I think Benjamin White just had one too.
How to Win Friends and Influence People by Ben White.
So come down the backstretch right here as James Lowe and Chris Worrell taking over the lead. Balls Garana 1 and 2.
Now the question is, can they get redemption from last week's fiasco when just about that entire team got taken out? And I believe it was before halfway that it happened.
Yeah, most of them got taken out before halfway. I remember that one very well.
But right now, yeah, I mean, those guys are just flat on rails.
Yeah. And Cookie Pullen just said, found you. We've been here the whole time, Cookie. I don't know where you've been. But if you're looking for an update of your boys, Ted Pullen is currently in P13. Mike Pullen is currently down in P22. So he's had a few issues in his pit stop right there. Didn't get a penalty
for speeding. It didn't get popped for speeding, but he didn't have anybody go with him.
No, it does have help in the form of Henry Wyndham, but they are so far back, it's unreal right now as we go back to the front of the pack right now. And well, both Balls Garana cars are locking out the front of the field as well, the guys in the second row looking a bit impatient right now.
Well,
one of them is anyway.
One looks impatient. The other one we know has the patience of a saint. And if you get the driver of the 12 wound up, you've done something horribly wrong.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Daniel
I mean,
Stein.
these guys are just flat. These guys are just flat getting it right now. I mean, I am very impressed with the racing that I've seen so far, and the fact that everybody has been able to keep their temper in check.
I mean, it nearly ended in disaster a couple of laps ago with that almost sideways moment for Benjamin White, but other than that, it's been pretty plain sailing. We have seen a lot of aggression here tonight, but they're still able to keep it green here so far. We're on lap 22 of 85, and we've got two separate packs that have formed right here. Jason Papp, the last driver in that lead pack, as it's starting to close up now. Shane Posey right now leading that second pack.
And we know Posey knows how to get it done on a plate track. He showed that last week as
he's looking for a third lane.
Yes, he is. And I don't know if that's such a good idea this early.
He's bringing Marcus Adams. He's bringing the 78 or the 76. Sorry, of GT Park with him. Nicholas Wingers right there. Scott Warren has fallen back ever so slightly into the clutches of Michael Anthony, who's in this race as well. We haven't mentioned him much here tonight. Matt McFadden's fallen back. Jeremy Stanley, Joe Gautier, Eric Driggins is up there as well as Ted Pullen has fallen back to P20, unfortunately.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that's by choice or not. From the looks of it, he might be dropping back to pick Mike up. Because those guys are back there quite a ways. As Mike currently running with the 95 with John LeBombard right now, and they're about half a lap behind this lead pack. So they've got to get it figured out and get it figured out quick, or else they are going to get swallowed up and go a lap down.
I mean, John LeBombard is a full 23 seconds off the back of Pullen, so if Ted's trying to pick up those two, then he's got some waiting to do. We've got back to the front of the pack now. Chris Worrell in the middle, Daniel Stein on the outside. We've got Benjamin White on the inside. As there's only two trucks in the middle there, they might get caught out here.
Well, we're about to find out as, we've seen that Bridger Olson is a good pusher. He's got Chris Worrell right in front of him, but that third lane seems to be working pretty well right now, as that's Posey and Stein making it happen, and there goes Worrell to just completely chop the nose off the 50.
Absolutely, as they come through 1 and 2, and Benjamin White second in line now after Chris Worrell takes the lead away from him. James Lowe is second in line as Benjamin White takes an aggressive line again to try and get around Chris Worrell. It looks like Marcus Adams, not by choice, ended up on the apron there.
Yeah, unfortunately, that was not what he was hoping to do. Was they are still 3 wide.
Almost.
Well, no, they're 3 wide, bud.
Yeah, they're 3
for
wide.
Fourth,
Yeah.
for fourth. But they're still 3 wide. This is not something you really want to do for this amount of time at Daytona.
No, but they're doing it. They're doing it very well, and I'm looking at the lap counter right now. We're getting very close to green flag pit stops again as they come out of turn 2, and it's still as aggressive as it was on lap 1.
Well, Worrell looked like he wanted to drop down in front of his teammate. Unfortunately, the hole closed between Lowe and White, and the 49 was not to be denied. He was given the 6 and shoved from hell, and now there's Bridger Olson, your pole sitter, started outside row number 1, currently leading this piece, and at the stripe,
Benjamin White.
Got Ben White by 12 1,000ths of a second.
Yeah. That's what I saw too, as White goes back to the point again. Look at GT Park making his way through the field now. He's up to P5.
Yeah, it's good to see GT that far forward. We haven't seen a lot out of him, but we know GT knows how to get it done on the plate tracks. He knows how to get it done in the trucks. He's just had not had any luck this past season so far.
That is not, but he's right up there anyway. As again, as I just mentioned, we are closing in very quickly on a second round of green flag pit stops now. This is going to be an important one because this is one where they're going to have to take tires, Tony.
Necessarily. You can usually, at a place like Daytona or Talladega, you can usually put about 40, 45 laps on a set of tires before they've really given up the ghost. But you are right, Sam, with as close as these guys are running and the fact that they've gone 3 wide numerous times tonight, fresh tires are going to behoove you. And the thing is, if we do see tire stops, who's going to take 2, who's going to take 4, who's not going to take any, and who's going with them?
Daniel Stein getting into the wall right there, completely cheese grater in the side of the car. We've just seen another one in the wall. I think that might have been Jason Papp.
That was Jason Papp coming off of 4, caught that transition wrong, and it just shot him into the safety barrier, and he too cheese grated the left side of his truck, right side of his truck.
Yeah. And this, I think it's just the trucks and the ARCA cars, the only ones that actually have the new damage model. So don't want to damage these vehicles too much, as we've seen in the past where the trucks have had literally no body parts left on them, body panels anyway. As it's starting to settle down now, they know that green flag pit stops are coming again because they're starting to try and get single file again.
All except for those 2 guys on the Balls Garana team on that high line. Those guys look like they're staying out. So, Everybody else might be coming down this next time by, or within the next couple of laps here. But from the looks of it, Lowe and Worley are going to try to stay out at least one more lap over the rest of these guys.
And he is, as they come out of turn 2. We're on lap 30 of 85. We're very much closing in on halfway as well. This race has gone very, very quickly, and this is what we love to see. A long green flag run, just getting everybody using their brains here and trying to use that strategy the best they can, try and get the best runs they can. And speaking of runs, here comes Eric Driggins to the outside with Ted Pullen.
Oh yeah, Ted Pullen has been pushing the daylights out of Driggins for the last couple of laps, and they have just been reeling up the real estate hand over fist. And if they can maintain here, it looks like Worrell is going to be peeling off to try to go pit side. His teammates got to get down there if he's going to go with him.
Yeah, McConey is in pit road with him right now. As McConey overshoots his pit stall, that's not going to help him.
No, I was talking about the 6.
Oh, the 6?
Worrell, not Worley.
Oh, well, the dudes racing drivers are in pit road right now, so there is that. But anyway, more problems for Brandon Wilson. He did try to come back, but he's turned 12 laps, but has called it a night, unfortunately. As now, we're just waiting for the rest of the field to come down pit road. That run from Driggins and Pullen has come to a small halt for now. But they do have backup coming in the form of Marcus Adams, and I believe that is Jeremy Stanley at the back of that as well. As no, he goes to the inside line. It's going to be Scott Warren on the outside line instead now. Oh, big hit in the wall! And that's Ted Pullen. Ted Pullen involved, and GT Park. And no yellow flag here as they crash to the infield, but that is a disaster for the 85 and the 76 there, Tony.
Well, that started with a bump draft gone wrong as Pullen... Driggins had a little bit of a wiggle coming off of 2, and Pullen went to go put the bumper back to him to try to shove him to the front, and unfortunately, he wasn't square when he did it, so thank goodness he's got a Napa sponsorship, because he's going to need a whole lot of aftermarket body parts for that truck.
That he is, and GT Park a victim of circumstance there as he gets caught up in it, as now we have wholesale pit stops happening at this time, Tony.
Absolutely. The first 2 trucks to actually stay out, Nick Wing and Jason Papp, as those 2 guys in lockstep right now. Papp does have a little bit of right side damage, but the fact that he's in Wing's slipstream right now, he's able to maintain, and those 2 guys working well together so far.
Scott Warren out on track as well. He did not come down either, so he's going to be trying to rejoin right in the middle of it all. As now Wing and Papp going to come down, followed by Scott Warren. We've got another one in pit road. I believe that might be Jesse Cottrell. It is. No, it's not Jesse Cottrell. Who is that? That's Mike Pullen coming into pit road right there.
And they are 3 wide on the back straightaway.
Let's go straight back to that. And yeah, they are. It's Shane Posey, James Lowe, and Bridger Olsen going 3 wide. And they're trying to catch us to John Creighton, who's won the race off pit road right there.
I dare say Creighton may have shot himself in the foot and only took fuel. Everybody else may have taken 2 on some corner of the truck. Don't ask me which corner, but I don't have a live timing and scoring like you do right now. So
we need to fix that. Anyway,
buy me a new computer.
I wish I had the money to. Anyway, Shane Posey to the point now as he gets around the outside of everybody else. It's going to be Chris Worrell in second, James Lowe in third, as Benjamin White again trying to push his way to the front on the outside. He does have his good friend Bridger Olsen with him as well.
Absolutely, as they have gotten by the tandem of Papp, or the trio of Papp, Wing, and Warren, as Posey going to lead that one. Worrell in that second lane, able to get a good shove from Ben White in that Mountain Dew Major Melon number 50. And I don't know if you've tried that yet, Sam, but It's a weird flavor.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to trying all the weird and wonderful things in America. So
Sure.
we've only got normal Mountain Dew over here, so
Oh, we've got some wild stuff over here. Plus, I can introduce you to my good friend Sugar Free Monster.
I do like Mr. Pibb though. That's a good drink.
I'm gonna pretend you didn't say that.
What? What's wrong with Mr. Pibb?
It's a knockoff of Dr. Pepper.
Exactly. That's why I like it.
Well, then we'll just take you to the local grocery store and we'll get you their store brand because everybody that's tried it says it tastes better than Mr. Pibb.
Yeah. We're all getting pushed out into the apron there.
Yeah, he chased it down the track coming off of 2 as that was a bump draft gone wrong as Bridger Olson trying to make it 3 wide and then thinks better of it.
It looks like Ted Pull and GT Park and Eric Driggins have called it a night there. They've been in pit road for quite a number of laps now. They are 3 laps down. Henry Wyndham 2 laps down at the moment, and Jesse Cottrell is 2 laps down as well, as Cottrell actually losing a spot too. Henry Wyndham, actually, look at this gaggle of trucks right here. This is a pretty interesting battle going on at the back here.
Yes, it is. As Brandon Wilson, more connection issues.
Yeah, just can't do it as we've got problems in the front here. Or near the front of them, they're all scattering right now. Didn't quite see what happened right there, but everyone having to scatter right there.
Roll that beautiful beam footage and we'll go take a look.
I wish I knew what caused it. I'm going to take a look.
Posey caught the apron.
Oh, that he did, and around went John Creighton. And how they saved that, I have absolutely no idea. That was some great driving by those drivers.
That was great driving by everybody at the front of this thing, but now we have a 3-truck breakaway at the front. That is the 50 of Ben White, 49 of Bridger Olson, and the 6 of Chris Farrell. And they're over a second and a half to the good over that second pack being led by Greg Marconi.
And I'm actually liking what I see from Benjamin White now, because it looks like he's calmed down a little bit and found his rhythm. And he's got 2 drivers right behind him. It seems a lot calmer now in this stage of the race.
Well, there was some in-sim chatter that I overheard that luckily our fans didn't.
Yeah.
It involved the insertion of a torque wrench. And that's all I'm going to say on that one.
Well then, we'll not go any further into that one. We're going to take a look at Mark McFadden now, currently in a battle with Scott Warren. McFadden, always well known for his, well, let's just say, interesting paint schemes. I think he's running
What one way to put it?
He's running a British Columbia Lions paint scheme, apparently, so...
That's Mark McFadden.
Yeah.
He is running a BC Lions car. So...
I thought you were going to say, well, we won't hold that against him, but...
No, I don't follow Canadian football.
Oh, fair enough. Anyway, we are looking at the lead pack now, and it's become a bigger lead pack now as we have 6 cars, 6 trucks, I apologise, involved in this one. Shane Posey just sitting back ever so slightly, but if the guys behind them, being led by Marcus Adams, can get themselves figured out right now, they could be in a world of trouble because they are going to catch the lead pack very, very quickly.
Well, that's Scott Warren and Jason Papp working together on the high side as they're trying to lead that second lane to get up there towards the front. And we know that Warren is not afraid to use that second lane to his advantage as best he can. As I believe that was GT Park just coming out of the pits there.
Yeah, he's repaired his truck and he's back out on pit road Back out on pit road again, as next one out of pit road will be Ted Pullen, so he will rejoin the race, albeit quite a number of laps down, so unfortunate for him. His father, Michael Pullen, though, is back with the lead drivers again after what seems to have been a brilliant pit stop, because actually I believe he's a lap down, so that might...
He is one lap down, but he is currently the first truck one or more laps down. So if we happen to see that dreaded yellow flag come out, and I didn't see who that was peeling off to go down pit road there.
Eric Driggins.
But Eric Driggins peeling off. But should we see the caution flag fly, Mike Pullen is going to get the free pass to get back on the lead lap with the rest of these guys.
Sally Hammond in the chat, who's a big supporter of Mark McFadden, she says, "Don't you dare hold it against him." She goes, "CFL rocks."
I have seen some amazing football played, but I'm sorry to say it, Sally. I don't follow a lot of CFL, but when I do, I prefer the Rough Riders.
Don't know who
Hold it
they
against me if you want. It's an all-green football team, and I kind of started following them when I was in college, and because my fraternity colors are green, blue, and silver.
Marcus Adams having a big connection issue right now, as he's struggling to keep hold of his connection at the moment. As the lead pack all in single file right now. But
I don't think Adams is going to be with us too much longer here.
What did you ping?
Some of the single-digit quality.
Oh. It looks like he's managed to square it off at the moment, but that looked like a very scary moment there. But then again, we expect people to have connection issues tonight, because obviously it's still week 13.
Oh. Nick Wing and Berger Olson both just had throughput.
Oh no, don't tell me the server's starting to crash.
I won't, but I think it might be.
I hope not, as we are lap 44. We are officially halfway into this race now. And that means only one thing. We are going to take our one and only commercial break here tonight. So that means we are going to be back in just a few minutes. Just don't go anywhere. More racing action coming your way in just a few minutes. And we're back live here at Daytona for round 7 of the Circle B Diecast Superspeedway series. We just had our 3rd round of green flag pit stops here, and we've had a retirement in that process there, Tony. Just want to talk, tell them about it right there.
Well, John Creighton, unfortunately, was going to get popped for unsafe pit exit as he stepped on the gas a little too hard after a tire stop, and unfortunately looped the truck, almost went all the way back up on the track, and realized that there's absolutely no chance after having to serve that stop and go penalty. So he decided to put it on the hull.
Yeah, which is unfortunate because John Creighton was having such a great run. Bridger Olsen, who suffered a throughput, I believe, has just been lapped. So Olsen is now a lap down, but we do have a 6-truck breakaway, and 4 of those 6 trucks are all Paul Scarana trucks.
You noticed that too, huh?
Yeah.
Oi!
Nearly 3 as Michael Anthony gets it all wrong coming out of turn 2.
Oh. That could have ended poorly.
Scott Warren leading now.
Yeah, Scott Warren getting a great shove from the 99. 99 now getting a great shove from the 50 as Lowe looking to get back to the point. And legitimate question being asked in the sim. Bridger Olsen asking any chance the people who had throughputs could get their lap back if there's a caution. It's not if, Bridger, it's when.
Yeah, because every single race we've been to so far this season, we've gone into overtime, so there is a high chance. There is a high chance that would happen. As Jason Papp goes around, first caution of the night.
Quickly tell me about your car if you can.
And there's your answer.
That is involving Jeremy Stanley, and I think I can't see who else is involved there. It was Mark McFadden.
Yes, it was, and almost Greg Marconi as well. Oi!
Yeah, Eric Driggins involved. Jeremy Stanley getting a big piece of that too.
Yeah, Jeremy Stanley just caught a race truck to the face.
And it started with Jason Papp getting out of shape there on the exit of turn 2.
He did, and unfortunately, McFadden wasn't able to catch it in time, and Spanish Archer time again.
Yeah, and just as we were talking about cautions coming, we get one. So, first caution of the night here at Daytona. And it's involving 3 drivers, Jason Papp, Mark McFadden, and Jeremy Stanley. Now, Stanley would have been the one getting the lucky dog if he wasn't involved in that. Instead, the lucky dog is going to go to one Mr. John LeBombard.
That's from the looks of it right now, but we're also going to see if those guys who had throughputs are going to be given their laps back. Let me see if I can tune the sim chatter in.
Too much damage on Stanley's truck. He's had to tow it to pit road. I believe he might have twisted the engine on his truck on the backstretch.
Oh, so yeah. No, that was a big hand grenade.
So Stanley out of this race now. And that's unfortunate for Jeremy Stanley. He was looking for that lucky dog to try and get back on the lead lap, and it just all went downhill for him because of an incident that happened in front of him that unfortunately he got caught up in, as we've got wholesale pit stops happening right now, Tony.
As you would expect. As you would expect, these guys going to come in, get for Mr. Feelgood's fresh tank to go fast, and we're not quite to the point of you can make it from here. So we haven't seen this is not the money stop, but it's going to be darn close to it.
John LeBombard getting his lucky dog right now, so he will be happy to be back on the lead lap. Mike Pullen just missing out on that. He will have to come back out, and he will have the lucky dog spot once we go back to green. Now, I don't know if you've heard it. Wow, I've just noticed Shane Posey's out as well.
Yeah, Posey is another one that had a throughput.
Oh, that is a shocker. That was a shame. Last week's winner out of this one tonight, as Benjamin White wins the race off pit road.
Posey has had at least one throughput. Nick Wing has had a couple of them. Bridger Olson had one. So, I mean, there's been connection issues throughout the field tonight. And it's not from guys we normally see it from.
No, it's not. As Jason Papp is pit farming his truck. As was Mark McFadden. He was in for almost a minute. Michael Anthony was in for over a minute. So, that bit where he got it all wrong coming out of turn 2, he must have struck the wall there and got some significant damage on that number 8 machine. We've got more people coming down pit road right now. Scott Warren, Chris Burrell, Marcus Adams and Daniel Stein coming down. Bridger Olson, Henry Wyndham, Jeremy Stanley, who is repairing the engine on his car, is in. Nicholas Wing is back in the session. He's in pit road. Eric Driggins in pit road as well. Shane Posey is gone. GT Park is out. So lots of things happening in the late stage of this race now, as we have literally 30 laps to go now.
Yeah, absolutely. And we know that they cannot make it all the way from here. With a 50% fuel fill, there's no way they're getting 30 laps out of a tank to go fast here tonight. As looks like they just released the wave around cars, and Jeremy Stanley has put it on the hauler.
Yep, so Stanley is out of this race. So we might have had over 50 laps of green flag running here, but we've still had a lot of incidents here tonight with people going off in the infield, pit road violations, and people getting it wrong in pit road. And it's just been well, it's been a good race, I will say that, but it's just a lot of people having lots of problems during that green flag run.
Absolutely. It's to be expected when you come to one of these plate tracks. As far as you're gonna see mayhem, plain and simple.
Absolutely. As the pace truck is about to take the left turn onto pit road now, and here we go. Got some people trying to cold trickle the field, and one of them is Jason Papp now as we go to green flag racing here. And Benjamin White has a connection issue right there. Please don't tell me he's going to be the next one to drop out.
Well, it's going to be interesting at the front if he does.
As James Lowe trying to get to the front as quickly as possible, being pushed by Ryan Worley right now. And Worley is one of those drivers that's gone for a long time without a win and would love to get one here tonight. Greg McConey would love another win here, as would James Lowe. So here we go, down the super stretch in towards turn 3, and at the moment it is Benjamin White in control.
White getting pushed by Marconi right now. Is Marconi just all over the back bumper of that Chevy Silverado in front of him, as Worley trying to push the 99 of Lowe to the front, and that was a close one at the stripe there. But 2 Fords pushing 2 Chevys, and there's a Toyota in that mix somewhere up towards that front, I think. No, there's not. First time tonight we've not seen a Toyota up towards the front.
The highest Toyota at the moment, there's only 2 Toyotas left in the field now. That is Chris Burrell and Scott Warren. The rest are all Chevys or Fords.
Yeah, absolutely. And you hate to see that happen for those guys over on Valscarana. Just getting caught up in the dumpster fires again, and we've seen it before, but right now, Lowe looking strong on the second lane, as I believe that's Worrell trying to get tagged onto the tail end of that second lane to try to get up there to help his teammate.
And right behind them is Mike Pullen. Michael Pullen is actually in the lucky dog spot right now, just ahead of Jesse Cottrell, who somehow has stayed only 1 lap down despite spotting from pit road. So good run for him so far. Very happy to see that he's still able to keep it up there, as Michael Pullen is bringing Marcus Adams back to the front of the field with him.
Absolutely, and Adams needs all the help he can get right now because there is a lot of damage still on the right side of that number 31. As his teammate Worrell flirting with disaster right now in that third lane. Absolutely no help though, as he was probably up there just to try to not run over the 87, as now it's just two up in that upper lane. It's Worrell and Worley trying to make it happen.
Yeah, and Worley looking very threatening now in this late stage of the race. We're on lap 60 of 85. 25 laps to go out of the line, and with how well they've run tonight, as Ted Pullen brings it to pit road from P20. I'm expecting this one to go green until at least, 5 laps to go maybe. We're probably going to overtime. That's a pretty normal thing these days.
Place your bet. That's all I'm going to say on that one.
Daniel Stein and Mark McFadden up there in the top 6. And they're having good runs right now. We've got the 67 of Joe Gauthier right there. The Nerditudes driver is up in that top half of the field as well. Greg McConey's fallen back to P8 right now, just ahead of Marcus Adams. So Adams is not making as much progress as you would think, and that's probably owing to that damage. Actually, I don't see any damage on his truck right now.
There was a good scuff mark on the right side of that 31. It might not be as noticeable anymore as under that caution, probably pit farm. But meanwhile, up at the front of this thing, I mean, I'm nothing short of impressed right now with what's going on with the 99 of James Lowe.
I'm getting more and more impressed with Benjamin White as well. It seems to have, like I said earlier, it seems to have calmed down a lot now as this race has gone on. And now, what a monster push that Chris Worrell just gave him right there. He goes back to the front.
Absolutely, and that was something you and I were discussing during the break. If I had to venture a guess, I'm going to say that Ben probably has a lot of short track experience in the iRacing servers, where it's go time from the time that green flag drops, because you've only got about 35, maybe 40 laps to get it done on a short track, and we're talking half miles and smaller. So it's go time from the drop of the green, and that's probably why he's so aggressive at the start of these pieces.
23 laps to go here at Daytona. You've got Chris Worrell and Mark McFadden leading the outside line, and they're the only two on that outside line right now as they're coming up on lap traffic, it sounds like, from what I can hear. I can't see them, but I know they're there somewhere.
Allegedly.
Another Letterkenny reference though, right there.
Yeah, I'm not seeing anybody either, but
no,
doesn't mean they're not there.
It's Ted Pullen.
Okay.
So Ted Pullen actually not going very fast around the trioval right now, and he's going to be caught very quickly by the lead pack. So this could get interesting right here, as actually most of the lead pack, apart from Worrell and McFadden, are all single file right now. Well,
that's the tattletale indicator of they're going to be bringing it pit side in a handful of laps here. Is these guys are trying to get it sorted out towards the front, as everybody trying to play nice right now so far, but we're definitely closing in on the money stop, and this is usually when all hell starts to break loose.
If they can keep it out on track with until maybe with about 15 laps to go. If they bring it in with 15 laps to go, they can definitely make it from here. So from that point onwards. So that might be what the marker is that they're looking for, as it gets very close there between McFadden and Lowe. That might be the lap they are looking for with 15 to go.
Well, we've seen them go 20. We've seen that they can do 20 under anger. There's another lap car up there, and I couldn't quite see who it was, but they are quickly approaching. And, the last time we saw a lap car run in the low lane, like I just witnessed as they got to the back straightaway, Marconi got jammed up coming off the floor, and had to relinquish the lead or else run over the lap car. But, they're getting to that point of you can make it from here.
There's Jason Papp they're coming up on right now. As he's all by himself and not going very quickly at all as they come through turns 1 and 2, I believe. Yes, I am right.
Yes, they are, and Pap staying high to give those guys the preferred lanes.
Good.
And if you're new to the iRacing servers, that's what you do.
Absolutely, and obviously with it being week 13, there's going to be new people to the service, as Chris Morrell is backed off completely. That is a very uncharacteristic move, but I can kind of see why, because look who's right next to him. That is Marcus Adams right there.
Yeah, absolutely. It looks like Morrell trying to figure out how to get down to try to be able to go pit side when he wants to. As Mark McFadden right now, the lone wolf on that second lane with absolutely no help, and he is just hemorrhaging spots.
Yeah, finally going to get in line right there between Gauthier and McConey. Does he take it? Yes, he does. But now, just as he does that, no, he goes back up again. Yeah,
exactly. But I dare say this is the tattletale that tells us that green flag pit stops are getting ready to happen.
Yeah, we've got two Bulls trucks are coming up on the outside to join McFadden. That's probably why he stayed up there. He saw those two Bulls trucks coming and thought, yeah, they can give me a push to the front because nobody else will.
Well, you're not wrong.
But I wouldn't be surprised if Anthony and Worrell decided to make a third lane and put McFadden into a bit of a sucker hole situation right there. As no, Anthony just stayed on the back of the 5 right now as they come out of turn 2. Benjamin White has led a lot of laps here since the green flag dropped.
And it looks like Anthony's going to be pushing. Ooh, hang on to her. As I say, it looks like he's trying to push McFadden to the point here. Unfortunately, there was a bit of a wiggle going down the back straightaway, and that F-150 of McFadden almost went for a ride.
Yeah, but he's doing his level best. He did have the room to come down at one point, left it a bit too late, and now Benjamin White has leveled it up again as they come and complete another lap. 17 laps to go, and the more they get close to it, I still think they're aiming for that 15 to go mark.
I believe you're absolutely right, but that last lap was led by the outside lane, McFadden getting credited with leading a lap.
Bonus point for Mark McFadden then as they come down the super stretch once again. As James Lowe is the one that's pushing Benjamin White right now. We only have the leaders plus a couple of more in this lead. Pat Mike Pullen looking for a lucky dog right now. He is right with this pack, and he's right on the back. I believe that is Scott Warren just in front of him.
Yes, it is.
As here we go, 16 laps to go. As Worrell and Anthony start to lose ground on that outside line again.
Well, McFadden bailed out and dropped to that low lane, so it looks like he's getting ready to go pit side with the leaders. As you know, we are quickly approaching that 15 to go mark, where we know they can make it from there, even if we go into overtime.
Yeah. No, we're almost there. Just one more pit stop to get this all decided. And this is a point where Benjamin White is going to have the pit stop of a lifetime to be able to stay out in front here, right?
Well, he's going to have to have help, and, well,
oh dear.
That question.
That might come back to bite him right here, as he's only one of 4 to come down pit road here. That might hurt him in the long run here.
Well, if they take fuel only, you know, they've got a chance, but that's a big pack that stayed out.
That is, as Benjamin White, he's taking right sides. He's not just taking fuel. So he's taken 2 only. Mark McFadden took tyres as well. As White does win the race out of pit road as we go to the lead pack right now. And let's see if they all come down, and it's got to be expected here as they come out of turn 4. Here they all come. Well, here a few of them come anyway. Was not expecting that. I was expecting a few more to come down than that.
Well, you got 3 of the balls cars going down pit road, so you kind of would expect those guys to work together. And Worley, Stein, and Marconi sticking together right now, as is, I believe that's Marcus Adams and Scott Warren right behind him.
It is. So your top 5 staying out. The other drivers that are around them are all laps down. Those being actually John LeBombard. Actually, he's just been down pit road, so let's cancel that one out. I'm seeing Nicholas Wing. I'm seeing Mike Pullen in there as well, and Jesse Cottrell. He came down pit road a while ago. As here we go. Last few trucks coming in for their pit stops, and it's going to get very hairy, but they all make it. Great run there down to the commitment line.
Absolutely. A great move by Marcus Adams. Really went low there and was able to jump a couple of guys who were trying to get woed down. But it's going to be interesting to see how this one plays out once they get... and Adams getting credited with leading that lap.
Yep, so a bonus point for him. That'll help him towards his... playoff aspirations, as we're looking at Michael Anthony and James Lowe right now. They're about to, well, they've just got passed very easily by Chris Worrell and Joe Gauthier. So Gauthier is your net leader should he make it past these trucks that are coming out of pit road right now.
And I dare say with the head of steam that they're going to have, he is going to be able to do so. As I was not expecting to see Gauthier in that paint scheme tonight.
Well, it does drive for Nerditude, so kind of fits really.
Great. I'm seeing Gravedigger on that truck.
Yeah, that's his Nerditude's paint scheme. He's called Gravedigger, so.
Okay.
As
into the point he goes.
Yeah. No stranger to victory lane is Joe Gauthier, and he's looking for it again as we're now 12 laps to go. And I said it. When the pit stops happened and when he went down as early as he did, it was going to come back to hurt him. And Benjamin White has fallen all the way back from the lead to P10.
And that goes back to the whole, making friends and influencing people. You got to have friends at these plate tracks, or else you're going to get hung out to dry every time.
Speaking of friends or lack thereof, Joe Gauthier gets hung out to dry by all 4 Bolts Guaranas trucks, as they are now in lockstep with each other and are now working together to try and get a 1, 2, 3, 4. But there's going to be one driver at least that's going to be stopping that from happening. That's one, Mr. Scott Warren, Greg McConey right there, Ryan Worley is right there, and Daniel Stein is right there as well. Good run for him tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you take a look at your top 9 right now, and they're all in that shot. And it's impressive runs from every one of them. As we've seen Marcus Adams get into the wall. We've seen a couple of these other guys, have issues early on, but they persevered and kept on going. As I believe Warren went for a hell of a ride earlier, but luckily didn't hit anything.
Yeah, Benjamin White and Matt McFadden left out to dry through those pit stops, and you see the Balls trucks have completely locked out the front 2 rows here, Tony. You've got to think that's perfect strategy for that team right there.
It is, but they've got to have some help, as Worley and I was going to say Worley and Marconi getting hooked up together, as those 2 guys from Dudes Racing are right up there in the mix as well, trying to make something happen. But apparently they saw something they didn't like towards the front and just kind of hang back, or we're hanging back just a tick. We're currently 10 to go. It's going to be 9 this time at the stripe, as Chris Worrell showing the way.
Yeah, Adams and Anthony getting hung out to dry here on the outside line. Everybody not wanting to work with him. But then again, here comes Scott Warren, looking for his first race win of the season. Now sees his opportunity as we're 9 laps to go in this race. And remember, we've only had the 1 caution, and not much chaos tonight, which is, well, I'm not sure if that's disappointing or something new.
Pleasantly surprising.
Yeah. Oh, you know we enjoy chaos on this channel.
Oh, absolutely. But ever since I became a, recovering alcoholic and, can't play the drinking game or the at-home drinking game anymore, not so much.
Anyway, we are 9 laps to go, coming to 8 laps to go here at Daytona. There's still 9 trucks in the running for the race win here tonight. The dudes racing trucks, though, they're starting to fall by the wayside a little bit. Same for Daniel Stein. So it's becoming a bit of a 6-truck race at the moment. And just as I say that, the dudes trucks start to reel them back in again. So again, anybody of these 9 truck drivers could win it here tonight.
Especially what we saw in the last laps at Talladega. It's still anybody's race. And these guys are, all of them up towards the front of this thing, are hungry for wins this season.
And none more so than Scott Warren. And if I will say this about Scott Warren, if he didn't have bad luck, he'd have no luck at all. So a win here would actually make him a very happy man. Same for Ryan Worley. He's another one that's been searching for a win a lot longer than Scott Warren has. And for him to get into victory lane tonight would be very special too.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Is one of the nice guys in the league is Ryan Worley, and he just, unfortunately, the chips didn't fall his way last week, as we had the closest finish of the season so far, and it was under green flag conditions, which was pleasantly surprising as well. And here comes Warren on that second lane, getting pushed by Marcus Adams. Drag race into 3, side by side with Worrell. And, these guys are just flat getting it right now.
Yeah, as the server is still playing havoc, even with the broadcasters here tonight, as even I'm having the blinkies now, so big problems here for everybody involved here, especially with it being week 13, but you're right, Scott Warren is pushing his way to the front, but I can't help but notice that those 2 Bulls trucks are not giving him the push he needs to make his way to the front completely. A bit of a strategy game being played right there by that team again.
Absolutely, because Worrell hasn't been to victory lane in quite a long time. As something just happened with Worley. He had to chase it down the track coming off at 2, and that's unfortunate there. But, you're absolutely right, Sam. Those two Bulls trucks that are behind Scott Warren right now, not really doing anything to try to help his cause or their cause. We are going to be 5 to go at the stripe.
And we are 5 to go right now as they come down towards turn 1. This is where the aggression levels really start to pick up, as we would expect with these guys in this series. Greg McConey has stayed with the lead pack. Daniel Stein is right there. Ryan Worley's got his momentum back as well. He is going to try and go for it. Here we go. We are 3 wide for 4th place, I think it is. 4th or 3rd, either one. Oh, we were. They're just starting to get a bit chippy now here, Tony.
Yeah, absolutely is.
Oh, there it is! And caution will come out, and we will go to overtime. And, yeah, I want my money. I won the bet.
You get nothing. What a hot dog. You get nothing. I like it. Yeah, that kind of started with a bump draft gone wrong, and then, yeah.
Just went
boom goes the dynamite.
And again, as I said before, if Scott Warren didn't have bad luck, he'd have no luck at all, as it was Greg McConey that got it all wrong, shot of the track and right into the side of that number 17.
He only got sent into the 17 because the 17 came down and got him. I mean, that started when the 31 of Adams dropped down in front of Warren. Warren still had Anthony to his high side, and there was a bump draft gone wrong going into 3. Warren got turned down into Marconi, and Marconi just was along for the ride at that point.
So into overtime we go here at Daytona. And there's going to be one driver that's very happy to be seeing that caution. That's one Mr. Jesse Cottrell. Because for the first time tonight, he gets himself back on the lead lap.
All right, then. That's good to see.
One driver out of that on that lead lap that won't be happy because he's got a smoking engine right now is one Mr. Greg McConey. That looks like a very much a race-ending situation right there with the amount of smoke bellowing out the back of that truck.
It is. He's actually given himself an EOL so that people can pass him and not have to worry about getting clobbered. But that's kind of surprising that there were quite a few guys that took it down pit road there.
Yeah, and only one of those guys that took it down pit road took 4 tires, and that was Chris Worrell. So interesting going on there, but crucially, this leaves Joe Gautier, Daniel Stein, and Ryan Worley as your top 3. Mark McFadden sitting in P4 as well. So all the drivers that fell by the wayside during that green flag run have now suddenly found their way to the front. But the guys behind them, the Balls Guarana trucks, James Lowe, Marcus Adams, Chris Worrell, Michael Anthony not because he's out. Yeah, they've all been down pit road. Same for Benjamin White as well. He's back up there as well.
Yeah, he was able to, capitalize on this green flag stop and stay on the lead lap, as we're currently showing 11 on the lead lap, with Marconi currently being shown as the last truck there. Gautier, Stein, Worley, McFadden, Lowe, Adams, White, Worrell, LeBombard, Anthony, and then Marconi. Jesse Cottrell did get one of his 2 laps back.
Oh, was he 2 laps down?
Yeah.
Oh, fair enough. So I'm being told that now we only have 9 trucks on the lead lap. So that's pretty... Well, that leaves only 9 trucks left in the running to win this race here tonight. And that's going to be making things a lot more interesting.
Well, now we do have 2 shots of this green-white checker tonight.
Yeah.
And, for those of you unfamiliar with how this works, they're going to take the green, go 1 lap around the track. If the leader crosses the start-finish line to take the white flag before all hell breaks loose, they're racing back to the checker. If that's not the case, we're going to rack them, stack them, and try it for round 2.
Yeah, as we are going towards our first attempt at the green-white checkered. So, Tony, I'm going to leave it up to you to get us going once again.
Here we go. First attempt at green-white checker. Joe Gautier, Daniel Stein going to be on that front row to lead him down to green. McFadden and Worley currently sitting in that second line as Pace Truck makes there it goes, and here we go as green flag is in the air, and we are back underway. Gautier pulls the trigger. Worley goes with him.
Yeah, so here we go. 2 laps to go. Popsicle sticks in the air immediately as we go down towards turn 1. Already got some movers and shakers here. Mark McFadden moving to the bottom of the track right now. Goes back up again. Very close between Stein and Gautier as they come through turn 2. And Ryan Worley is right there. This is where we see all the chaos kick off right here.
And there it goes.
And that's... Oh, Benjamin White, Marcus Adams involved, and they all keep it on the track. We stay green as they come down towards turn 3. And at the moment, it's Benjamin White that's forcing his way through the middle right now. He's going to go for the lead right here.
Not sure how that happened.
Very good heads-up driving as Benjamin White is going to lose out here. White flag in the air. We're going to finish this one under green here at Daytona. As they come down towards turn 1, it's Joe Gaultier, it is Benjamin White, it's Ryan Worley, and it is Daniel Stein in the running to win this race. Stein's going to take a little peek around the outside as they come out of turn 2, Tony.
Worley jumps up in front of him, gets the shove going down the back straightaway. White goes down below the yellow line.
Yeah, and that is an illegal move. He's going to have to give that one up, and he does. Worley has to come down the track if he wants to get the win. He does. He comes back down the track right in front of Benjamin White as they come out of turn 4. This is going to be a straight run down towards the checkered flag. Here comes Gaultier around the outside again. It's going to be a straight flat run to the checkered flag. Collision between Benjamin White. It's going to be between Worley and Gaultier. Gaultier wins after getting spun.
Gaultier sideways, backwards, and upside down. Oh my goodness.
Another wild finish here at Daytona. Ben White is credited with the 3rd place. But we need confirmation from league management. Did Benjamin White make an illegal move on that final lap?
Let me go ask. As soon as I can figure out where Mr. Papp is.
You're better off going to Mr. McConey.
Well, let me go talk.
As great win for Joe Gaultier. He punches his ticket into the playoffs at the end of the season. As we go back to the checkered flag right here. And it's this close between this top 4. Benjamin White gets into it with Daniel Stein right there. Stein goes completely sideways. That leaves Ryan Worley below the yellow line, but it was taken. It was more wreck avoidance than anything else as Worley comes back up to the racing surface, and it's just straight up between Worley and Gaultier. Worley gets into the side of Gaultier, but it was already too late. Gaultier had already crossed the line, and he is credited with the win here at Daytona. And I believe that is 2 weeks in a row we have seen a Nerditudes car win a race in this series. So congratulations to that team in this juncture as we are watching Gaultier do his burnouts. And we'll be speaking to him in just a moment. As soon as Tony gets back to us. Ryan Worley in 2nd. Daniel Stein is sitting on the track still, waiting to hear if he's going to get confirmed.
We've got 2 issues.
What's the issue?
All green flag starts and restarts are all starts and restarts are all on green only.
Right.
They're questioning right now, and both the admins are in replays right now, double checking to see if Joe Gaultier jumped that restart.
Well, let's go back and take a look, shall we, as we go to the green flag restart last time around. And I'm going to put it at 1/4 speed, and we're going to put it on the bar chase cam. And yeah, you can see it right there. Gaultier went before the green flag came out. As soon as the pace car left the surface, he was pretty much gone. So Gaultier might have jumped the start there, Tony.
Well, I mean, if that's the case, then that's no bueno. But I did get confirmation. Ben White did go down below the yellow line and made a pass. So that is going to move Dan Stein up. Question is it going to move him up to 2nd or 3rd?
Well, we're going to find out in just a second as we're looking on the overhead cam. We see Mark McFadden falling by the wayside right there, and that's caused that scuffle. Benjamin White getting around it right there. And then it became a 4-truck race as Benjamin White forced his way through the middle. And I'm just looking at these while we're waiting for confirmation of the result here tonight. And this run to the flag, we were surprised that we got as far as the white flag with the scuffle that happened with 2 to go here, Tony.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, that was kind of a wild moment to be for sure.
Yeah.
But
that was another wild finish, though, and
absolutely let me see if I can. The admins are still looking it over because they want to get the call right. So bear with us, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to step away for a quick break, and then we're going to do our interview portion. Just because we're still waiting on confirmation from the admins what the finishing order officially will be.
Yeah, so we're going to go for a quick commercial break. We'll be right back in just a second. Don't go anywhere. We will have interviews and confirmation of a winner coming your way. Welcome back to Daytona. Sorry it's taking a bit long when we were discussing with league admins as to what the situation is. We can confirm we do have a winner, but Tony, just explain what the situation is right now before we go to the interviews.
Well, the league admins are going to review the footage from the final restart through the checkered flag to make sure that all protocols set forth by the league were followed 100% and that there's no doubt as to what the outcome is. But right now, there's two incidents that are in question. The one is if Joe Gautier jumped the start, which it was close. I can't say either way definitively from my end. It was close, and the league admins are going to review all the footage. As hang tight with me, Joe. Here, but we'll get to that in a minute. But they're going to review all the footage to determine whether or not any penalties are warranted, being as we did finish out the entirety of the green-white checker finish. The second incident that they're going to be reviewing is whether or not Ben White passed below the yellow line on the back straightaway on purpose, or if he was forced down there, and what the necessary penalty will be or that. As of right now, the unofficial results, joining me now, first win of the season, first win in a long time that we've had a chance to talk to this man. And before we go any further, I do want to congratulate you, sir, on your Division 3, Season 3 Silver Crown Championship as you won here tonight at Daytona in the trucks in the Rowdy Energy Cup. Joe Gautier, congratulations.
Thank you very much. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Especially you guys recognizing my Silver Crown Championship.
I've driven that car. That car is not easy by any means to try to wheel around any track, and let alone being able to come home with the Division 3 championship. Congratulations on that. But talk us through, your race tonight. You weren't near the front hardly at all until maybe 15 to go.
Yeah, I lost my teammates, with them blinking out and stuff, and I was left out until that last caution, and that really saved me to where I could pit and get repairs done. Well, it was the second to the last caution, and then I just had some good pushing, and it was a good, clean race, man. I'm telling you. And by the way, yesterday was my birthday, so got me a birthday present, boys.
Well, happy birthday, Joe, and I guess we could start calling you the fastest nerd around right now, as you definitely brought that Nerditude 67 home with the big V tonight. Gravedigger on the side of that piece, but nicely prepared truck, sir.
Thank you very much. I'd like to thank Circle B Diecast, Rowdy Energy, iRacing High Flags, Butt Kicker, and Midwest Motor Customs, and my team, Nerds Racing.
Absolutely is, bringing home with the victory tonight. And Sam, I'm not exactly sure what we're in next week.
We are in the Xfinity cars, and we're coming back to Daytona next week.
We will be back at Daytona next week, as we usually run back-to-back Daytonas and then a Talladega and thrown in there for good measure. But Joe, your thoughts going from the truck to the Xfinity car next week?
It's all good. I love the cars. I love the Xfinity. And I just want to give you guys props, man. You guys are excellent announcers, man. You make the race worth watching.
Well, we try, but thank you for that, and congratulations on your first victory of the season here tonight. Looking forward to seeing what you can do in the Xfinity car next week, and hopefully your whole team has better luck.
Yes, sir. Thank you, guys. God bless you, man.
That was Joe Gautier joining us from Victory Lane for now, at least. Anyway, joining me from second place now is one Mr. Ryan Worley. And Ryan, it was close at the line again. How many more times are you going to do this season?
I don't know. Hopefully this is the last time that I start putting it in Victory Lane instead. But you know what? I'll take being close at the line over, wrecking out in lap 3. So it's just good to be up here, good to be contending, and maybe one day we'll finally snip it up and get into Victory Lane.
It's the second week in a row you've lost it with literally millimeters to spare. Last week you lost it to one Nerditude's car, who was Shane Posey. This week you lost it to Joe Gauthier in another Nerditude's car. It's I know how desperate you are for that win. And I say this every week. Surely it's going to be coming soon, right?
We're going to be hoping for it, but honestly, putting ourselves in these positions each and every week where we're this close to the win, eventually it's just going to fall the right way. There's only so many times you can end up being just a hair off. Eventually it will come. So I have great confidence that we've got one coming here soon.
Absolutely. But with a long race here tonight, 85 laps, short fuel fill. Just talk about your race here tonight. This is probably the best run this series has had all season, only 2 cautions. How did your race go tonight? A lot of pit strategy being used tonight.
Yeah, it was. I noticed as soon as we started rolling off the line, it's like, oh, we only have half a tank basically, and so that means we're gonna be pitting a lot, and that's what happened. We'd go about 15 to 17 laps. It wasn't gonna really matter because the way the numbers added up, it was gonna be everybody had made same number of stops. So, me and Greg were kind of like, hey, let's see what we can do to just maybe get the edge because we noticed if you pitted sooner, you kind of got that nice run and ended back up at the front. So we were kind of just doing that. There was a little bit of contact that led to me getting thrown a little further back. And so we ended up just a little bit towards the rear, but we still were able to keep it for the lead pack. And after that, there was just that crash at the end. And then I was just stuck behind Joe to see what we could do.
Absolutely. But and again, another podium finish here tonight. I'm sure the win's coming soon. We've already touched on that one. But next week, we're back at Daytona under the lights again. We're in the Xfinity car again. What are your thoughts heading into that one next week?
Yeah, I'm excited. That car handles pretty well too. This truck and the Xfinity car, in my opinion, are the 2 best ones that we've got running. So I'm excited to go out there, see what we can do. Hopefully, we don't have too much of the 3-wide nonsense, early in the race again. But we'll see. I mean, it makes it fun. It makes you think, am I going to stay up here or am I going to try to drop back and avoid any wreck that there might be? So yeah, I'm excited. I'll see what we can do with that.
Okay, well, before I let you go, Ryan, the floor is yours. Who's responsible for bringing that Ford truck to second place here tonight?
Well, I always got to thank the good Lord above just for helping me be in here and be able to compete, being up front as well. And then I want to thank all of our great sponsors here, Circle B Diecast, Rowdy Energy, iRacing, iFlag, Butt Kicker, and Midwest Motor Customs. Not on the card tonight, but we wanted to send out a tribute to anyone who was affected by the events of 9/11, anybody who just, even to this day, because, obviously there's a lot of people who still are suffering from either cancer or something related to being there at Ground Zero. So just for anyone who is involved, this truck's for you. The second place finish is for you. And just want to thank everyone for racing me clean tonight, racing me good. Anybody who was around me, just give me the edge. And we have a good league. I'm happy to race around here every weekend. And obviously, thank you guys for broadcasting this. You guys do a great job with the broadcast.
All right, well, Ryan Worley in the 911 Ford F-150 coming up in second place here tonight. Go and get yourself some rest. You've earned it. And we'll catch you next week when we head to, we come back to Daytona in the Xfinity cars.
Sounds good. We'll see you.
That was Ryan Worley joining us from second place. Now joining Tony from third is one Mr. Well, actually, this is the first time we've seen him on the podium here this season. It's one Mr. Benjamin White in the number 50.
Yeah, absolutely. Is Ben, when you first started with the league, it was kind of like a bull in the china shop with the aggressiveness that you were showing, and we saw you calm down a little bit here tonight, and the results are reflecting that as you come home on the podium, sir.
Yes, thank y'all. Yeah, I mean, it's just the nature of the way I drive on Superspeedways. I'm aggressive. I try to not make contact with people, and I just took more of a conservative approach to tonight's race because looking at the race length, what reason was there to go hard? It's 85 laps, so I decided to take that approach around. I did try to lead as many laps as possible because my point situation coming in was not great, given that I got crashed out of the last 2 races. So my goal was to come in here, get as many bonus points as possible, finish well, and we did all that tonight. Led the most laps, I think 27. So, definitely bonus points are definitely going to help out my point situation here. But, yeah, it was a great race. We barely had any cautions, which was just fantastic.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you guys put up it was past the halfway mark when the first dreaded yellow flew, but you guys put on an amazing show tonight. But talk us through a couple of those melees that you were able to duck and dodge, especially that one on the last lap. You had such a head of steam going into 3 on the white flag lap. Talk us through what happened there.
Well, off 2, we had, I think, Joe, and then you had the 00 and the 87. They both moved up. I tried to go 3 wide under Joe. I'm going to admit this right now. I went below the yellow line. I thought he was going to keep coming down, so that's why I went down there. So if they take away my 3rd place, I'm going to completely understand that and just have to deal with that, because I did go below down there, but I just felt like it was necessary to prevent any contact. So, I mean, and then into 3, I think I was pushing the 00, and at that point, I was just going to push him to the win. Then he kind of, I don't know what happened. They're off 4, but we both slowed down. So, and then everybody just took it like 4 wide coming in a line trying to win. So that's just all that was coming to the last lap. I don't know what happened there on 2 to go. You had like 3 of the balls out team cars up there, and the 5 just cleaned them all out and just took them all out, which was unfortunate for them.
You're still new to the league. You'll learn. But Ben, we come back here next week again under the lights, but this next time it's going to be in the Xfinity car. Your thoughts going from the truck to the Xfinity next week?
I do enjoy the Xfinity cars a lot on super speedways. I do prefer the trucks just a little bit more. ARCA is my favorite on super speedways, and I looked at the schedule. It's going to be a little bit before we run those again, but I mean, I enjoy super speedway leagues. That's why I'm here running. I mean, any car's good. Xfinity, I like, the only one I don't like that's on the schedule is the next gen, but the rest of them are very, very good. So I'm looking forward to next week.
All right. Well, Ben, is there anybody you want to thank before we let you go?
I do want to thank my team DRE. Thank sponsors, my team sponsors, Zeus Custom Diecast. I do want to thank the league sponsors as well: Circle B Diecast, Rowdy Energy, iRacing, iFlag, Butt Kicker, and Midwest Motor Customs. And thank y'all for broadcasting as well. Y'all do a great job.
Well, thank you for that, sir, and we're looking forward to seeing what you can do here in the Xfinity car next week.
Thank y'all. Y'all have a good one.
That was Benjamin White joining us from 3rd place on the podium, and you heard it right there, Tony. He made the admission. He did go below that yellow line on the final lap, but we did hear from Greg McConey that it will not take his position away. It might just incur a points penalty.
Right, and the with as tight as the points are, I mean, yeah, there's a 5-point bonus for winning, but after that, I believe it's only 2 points that separate each position. So, that being the case, that's 7 spots.
Yeah.
If they're going to whack him with 15 points, that's at least 7 spots that he's going to be hit with as far as points. So yeah, that bonus point that he got for leading a lap, and then the second bonus point for leading the most laps, just got negated if the league decides to actually penalize him for that going below the yellow line on the final lap.
Yeah, and with that, we are going to go straight to the results for tonight's race, and coming home with the victory here tonight at Daytona was Joe Gauthier. Still up in the air as to whether he jumped the start, but the admins will be looking at that and will get back to us with an answer before next week's race. Ryan Worley getting another 2nd place here tonight. Surely that win will be coming soon, but again, on the podium here at Daytona, Benjamin White getting 3rd place. Daniel Stein so close to his 1st podium in only his 2nd start, but 4th place will be the one for now. Chris Morrell rounds out your top 5. John LeBombard from the back of the field once again up to P6. He spent most of the race 1 lap down, so good to see him back up there. Marcus Anderton P7. P8 going to James Lowe. P9 to Mark McFadden and Jesse Cottrell, who started from pit road and was a lap down, still finished a lap down. He gets the last spot in the top 10. 11th going to Bridger Olsen, who had that throughput and still came back in P11, so good recovery from him. And Jason Papp rounds out your top 12 here, Tony.
Michael Anthony, Greg Marconi, and Nick Wing rounding out your top 15. Mike Pullen coming home in 16th. Scott Warren 17th, not the night he was hoping for. Henry Wyndham hanging on for 18th. Ted Pullen coming home in 19th. Jeremy Stanley and Eric Driggins rounding out Jeremy Stanley rounding out your top 20. Then we've got Eric Driggins, John Creighton, Shane Posey, GT Park, and Brandon Wilson rounding out your finishing order, Sam.
Absolutely. Well, that is going to do it for us here on ESPN. coming up on the schedule, we only have 2 more broadcasts to round off the week. Frank and Tony will be in the booth with a couple of special guests tomorrow night. Tony, do you want to do a quick plug on that one?
I haven't gotten confirmation if Frank's going to be able to do it.
Oh, okay.
But allegedly, if we're able to find a producer to do so, we are going to be doing what we commonly refer to as bottom split bingo. And the reason we do this, ladies and gentlemen, is because iRacing is in what they call Week 13. There's 4 12-race seasons throughout the iRacing servers, and then they have what they call Week 13, where it's the final week that you can improve your license to get up to the next licensing level if you haven't already done so. So you've got people that are scrambling to try to get out of rookies or out of whatever division that they're currently in. But the other thing that Week 13 does is it brings out the trolls. And there are people that go out there and just purposely drive like the southbound end of a northbound horse just because they can. And it's very easy, and it can be very frustrating if you're one of those people trying to improve your license in the final week here before they give the promotions, and you're in a race with a troll. And I've been in that situation before. Luckily, the race that I was in, it didn't count for anything. It didn't affect safety rating or I rating or anything like that. But it's frustrating nonetheless. So what we're going to do is we're going to go into a bottom split rookie street stock event, or probably a frame twister throughout the night. Something fun, but it's going to be the bottom split. And what we mean by that is it's the drivers that start with the lowest I rating. So it's going to be the worst of the worst skill level drivers in an event where there's bound to be somebody trolling. So what's going to happen is we're going to post the link to the bingo cards on our Facebook page, and you can join us in the live chat. We are going to have the in-sim chatter turned on. So if you're under the age of 18, please get your parents' permission, because it's going to definitely be an NC-17 kind of night.
Absolutely, and hopefully we will bring that to you tomorrow night. But one event that will be shown on your screen on Sunday night will be the Major Series as they head to Tony's spiritual home. They are off to Italy and Monza for the Italian Grand Prix. So another great Majors event coming up for you. Frank will be in the booth. I'm going to assume that it's going to be Nate or somebody in the booth with him, because obviously I can't make it on Sunday. So
allegedly Nate or Dennis Diaz.
Well, one of the two. Either one would be great. But anyway, that is going to do it for us here on ESPN. And as it's after midnight for me, it's a very somber weekend. We're with a heavy heart celebrating 20 years here on after the atrocities that happened in New York on September the 11th. So with that, all that's left for me to say before we go, from myself, Sam Kubinett, and from my broadcast partner, Tony Trapasso here at ESPN, all that's left for me to say is never forget.